Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're with the good old fast sub bro yet again. Now, in this clip, the build's kind of different, but I ended up switching back. I don't really like this build. Um, it was a questionable from the get-go because I hate using Gorma. So, I mean, I'm fine with the Echo, but it just like it's not worth it. You lose eviscerate damage, and yeah, we is not gonna do that. Uh, it still does pretty good damage. I just don't think it's as good as the other build. So, that's just how it is. So we ended up switching back to the old build. Subrog's still pretty good. Um, Obviously, there's a bunch of warriors that I beat here. Every single warrior that I faced, other than one warrior at this entire session with this guy, not one of them had D-stance on. And this is a lot of problems with warriors. In any other, since their plates got nerfed, they actually take a lot of damage. And as you can see, this guy gets melted, which he's probably under geared. But me and my mage absolutely melt this guy to oblivion. And obviously, my mage is in green gear, which to be fair, I've never played with a frost mage that has done this much damage. So he does a lot of damage. Like you'll see during this that he does basically my damage. He does a lot, a burst. Like for a mage, he does unhealable amounts of damage. So a lot of these are just me and him. Obviously, if it was just me by itself, I probably wouldn't be able to kill. But with my mage's AOE and his frost bomb, it's a pretty good thing. Because I've killed a lot of people due to his frost bomb. So here we open his big ring of frost, and then obviously I shadowy duel. Boom, teamwork makes the dream work, and we end up taking him out. So again, another warrior that didn't D-stance, didn't use any CDs. Not much they can do about that one. Like I said, there's one way to beat a sub rogue. Obviously, I'm smurfing at around 17, 1800 CR. But there's one way to beat a sub rogue. Use cooldowns on blades. Automatically, you have a 90% ratio of beating a rogue. I'm exposing how to beat me. So how about you just keep doing what you're doing? Don't click CDs, and we be alright. So this guy ends up actually clicking all of his CDs. He does a little bit too late, but he ends up living. So here I blind him, he PS's. So here I'm just full CCing him. I'm trying to do as much damage as possible. He double PS's again, and then he swaps. So as you can see, I've controlled this priest to the max of the extent of the law. But the lock still has trinket, so it would have probably been a good idea to trinket port. So had he trinket ported, I wouldn't have been able to touch him. But again, this all relies on people not knowing how to play. So a lot of these clips, ladies and gentlemen, this is not how real life works. This is like the smurfing of the smurfs. Like, if you're playing at my rating, like 1800 under, it's gonna work out for you pretty well, especially if you're playing a real comp. But as you can see, my mage did literally my damage, so you know he's a gamer, and we end up winning this game. I actually just saw this guy in the middle of a dragon or whatever, and I logged on, and I just seen him. He was like, "I love the videos." I was like, "All right, bro, time to queue it up." We went from like 1K CR to 1600, and pretty quickly. Obviously, these are the best the games get. This was actually a really good game because he ends up using CDs really low, but then ends up nethering. But then I'm like, okay, well, my Shadowy Duel ends right now, and I guarantee his Druid's not going to heal him in time. Yep. And if you're wondering, do you guys want to know how to counter? So everyone's like, what's DH supposed to do? He's supposed to trinket nether, or blether, or blur, I meant. So when you trinket blur, blur's not on a GCD, so you're able to trinket and immediately do it. You're not in a GCD when you click blur. So if he died from 100-0 after he trinket blurs, then that's acceptable, which is usually not going to happen. Yeah, it's very lucky that somebody dies like that. It's literally based on all crits and it's based on all RNG. It happens sometimes, but usually it doesn't happen. But, who knows? I can definitely see the down range in my sub damage, though. My eviscerates went from like 180 to 220. Now they're like 260 max, which is, I guess, still fine. But, like, again, versus these are the best the game's yet. So versus actual players that use CDs and they know how to use it, I'm gonna be in trouble. So CC will be my prime ability to transform. So here I trinket the sheep. This guy forgets that he already trinketed and he's not running blink stun, so he gets absolutely decimated. He thought his altar time would save him in time, but not in time, kid. So here this guy rides out with the good old fashioned Mount of Tui. So here he's in the glide mount, doesn't even matter, because guess what? He's not even in D stance, so we already knew this game was over. Anybody that, yeah, see, he trinkets, oh, nope, well, what are you trinketing? Oh my lord have mercy. So this guy trinkets into nothing, into air. So he trinketed, boom, didn't click a single button but a stun. This is the typical warrior gladiator player, lol. But again, this guy has green gear on. I don't really expect much people to actually know how to play against this because nobody really faces double DBS after like 1600. So they're like, bro, where is this burst coming from? So, and you'll notice a lot of these warriors are warriors for a reason. So the reason these guys die so quick is because one, he's not in D stance, and two, it's correct CD usage. Now that the plate's been nerfed, they actually have to play their character. Usually they just sit in D stance and they never die, which could still be the case. But now that they take extra damage, at least now they're somewhat killable. So it's very nice to see. So here I blind him, he ends up tricketing into a full kidney. So at this point we get a good old fast swap of Tui, and then I'm gonna literally swap off the ring. Oh my god, you don't get any better CC than that. So that's just disgusting. So here we instantly swap. We know the mage is gonna be ringing, and he's most likely gonna get it because obviously he's right in it. So I swap right on the ring and we kill him. Otherwise he would have been fine and we probably would have lost. Because after my burst, we either win or we lose. I pop every CD in the game. So here this guy actually does click CDs. So we end up just swapping to the Druid, and guess what? He doesn't trinket, skin, nothing. Goodbye. Have a good day, sir. So this guy decides not to click a single CD in the game. Warrior had the correct idea, at least. At least he trinkets into something. It's better that you trinket into something than trinket. You have to use defensive CDs. Now, usually it's going to be trinket, die by the swords. That's your number two. That's your number one ratio. Your other options are like Trinket Fear, but then you're going to get restunned. So your best bet is to Trinket Dive of Swords, just trade. The Rogue's not going to kill you off of CDs. It's not going to happen. So here this guy trinkets in the air and then absolutely gets decimated with Shadowy Duel. Oh my, again, another beautiful game. Uh, Another prime example of these guys are trinketing and they're not used to setting up, as in they're not used to the every class has a certain button layout to where, okay, well, I'm going to click this whenever I'm in trouble. Or, on CDs. There's a certain sync that you have to do. So this guy was in D stance, but again, he ends up trinking down with sword. And perfect idea. So he had exactly what you need to do. The problem is the priest ends up being a disc and he's not clicking CDs. So they're just dead. So instead of PSing, he's being greedy and he ended up having to trinket instead of just having to just send PSs. So here I just Shadowy Dome through Ring of Fire, and he stands in Ring of Fire and dies. So this guy actually dies 30% to 0 in a Ring of Fire proc, like, because he's standing in it. And we would have been in trouble. We either win there or we lose there. So if he saved a Dome for my duel, then we would have been GG'd. But thankfully, like I said, incorrect CDs. Another warrior, he's actually in D stance. So grats to these guys that are in D stance. It's your number. If you're not in D stance at the start of a game versus any double DPS or really anybody, you're gonna be in a non-fun time. So here we start open on the Druid. My guy's going on the warrior. We get rally. We get trinket, which probably wasn't even the best idea. But here we just swap with Ring of Fire. He runs into the Ring of Fire and gets procced. So again, perfect Ring of Fire placement, and he runs into the Ring of Fire for the extra damage. So this is a normal sub rogue OP player right here. So look, so here I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. 3 seconds. So he hasn't done damage yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 seconds. I trinket at 40%, and then yeah, that's very nice. So this is a prime example of me not clicking CDs because I was like, okay, it's a 3 second stun. It's like, and then I also got cloak off at 60%. So I was like, okay, I'm fine. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to be fine because guess what? The cloaks, unless you have the cloak bubble talent, it's not going to reduce your bleeds. So at this point, we've gotten every CD, but we're playing a bad spec. So if this guy was fire, it might be a little bit different. Obviously, Frost is probably the worst rogue mage spec that you can play, but it ends up being okay when you're just winning in the opener. But like with actual games, off my burst, we don't have pressure. We have 0 damage. So here I'm like, bro, we're gonna be in trouble. I have no blade. If they live our blades go, we pretty much lose. That's sub rogue for you. If they live your blades go, This guy actually pre-disarms my Kindi here, so really good by him. Obviously, I'm a god at kiting, so I literally just run away for my life. I'm trying to get a re if I can. He gets a full sheep, very nice, but again, I don't have my Shadow Dance. Actually, no, I do have my Shadow Dance, I just used it, but it doesn't really matter, because again, we actually almost get close to killing him, actually. We were close. And again, my guy's in green gear, so, you know, maybe if he was in gear, like actual 4-set, I mean, gear, it might be different. I don't know how much more his damage would be. Obviously, with green gear, you get a bunch of like, you get the most stats that you can get other than crafted gear is with green gear. So, let me know what you guys think about this video. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we lose this game by, like, literally 5% HP. So here was, like, a good opener. Now, had he sheeped that, we probably would have won this game. But he went for damage, and at this point, we pretty much lose the game. NS heal. I don't even think he swift mend. So, again, it was a GG no re situation. And that's pretty much it. So, let me know what you guys think about this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you comment for the algorithm. Always helps the channel. Like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, go check out my Discord. Otherwise, the link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.